guys, it's Sheri Vegas here, and today I'm going to show you two different techniques that you can use to seal your flow acrylic artwork. So I'm going to show you one, how to use resin on top, and the second one that I'm going to show you is with a varnish. So keep watching, and if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe because I post a new video every week. And if you like this tutorial, give it a big thumbs up, it really does help me out. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, go and give it a check out because I post a lot of videos and little experimental clips that don't make my YouTube channel. To do my resin top coat, I'm using Just Resin's resin. This resin is a little bit different from most resins where you would do a 50-50 split. With this one, you need to use 100 mils of your part B and then 200 mils of your part A resin. I really do love how this one works. I find I have a long working time with it and it doesn't yellow. Then you need to just give your resin a really good stir, making sure that both part A and part B are thoroughly combined. Some people are really careful and particular about how they mix their resin because they're worried they're going to get too many bubbles. I've never had an issue with bubbles, so I generally go really nuts on mixing it because I prefer to make sure it's really thoroughly mixed and then get rid of the bubbles with a blowtorch than to not mix it enough because I'm worried about the bubbles. So the next step, once you've mixed it, is I'm just going to apply, it's some of this shimmery sort of powder that I got from artisues. This is not, you don't have to do it, I just wanted to give my piece a little bit more interest. So a little bit of this powder goes a really long way. I found that out before. A tiny bit is plenty, and then you get a really beautiful, iridescent fleck through your resin. Once your resin is combined, all you have to do is then pour it over the top of your artwork. Resin is self-leveling, so as long as your artwork is level, it will then pour out evenly and you won't have any issues. So just make sure that you make sure your table is level, and then also have your artwork propped up on some plastic cups so that way the resin can just drip off the sides. If you have your artwork flat on your table, the resin is actually going to adhere the artwork to the table. So it's just best to have it up on some plastic cups and then just let your resin flow over. So with my blowtorch, I'm just going to use that to pop all the little resin bubbles that my resin might have. You just want to keep your blowtorch moving. You don't want to leave it in one spot for too long because you might accidentally burn the resin. And then once you've popped all your little bubbles, all you need to do is just leave it to dry for at least 24 hours. It does depend on the brand of resin you use, the drying time, but just make sure you can leave it in a spot where it's not going to get any dust or bugs and just let it dry. For my second fluid artwork piece, I am just going to seal it with a clear gloss varnish. So this can come where you paint it on, or you can get it in the spray version like I have. I prefer the spray version because it's less mess. You're not having to then clean a paintbrush every time you gloss. It's also really fast and super easy. Just make sure that you give your piece a really good coat, go around the sides and also on the top. I do prefer the resin finish, so for most of my flow acrylic artworks I will always seal it with resin just because I feel like it gives a higher quality finish. The reason why you would pick just a gloss varnish is because it's a lot more affordable. Resin is very expensive, so it really just comes down to what you prefer on how you seal your flow acrylic painting. Once you've given your artwork a really good coating with the varnish, just let it dry. Once again, I place it on some plastic cups and just let it air dry. Your varnish does not take nowhere near as long as drying as your resin, so it normally takes an hour to 2 hours depending on the temperature. So it's literally as simple as that to seal your flow acrylic artwork. Let me know in the comment box below, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer just a gloss seal or do you prefer a resin seal? I hope you guys all enjoyed that, and if you like this tutorial, just give it a big thumbs up. Thank you.